Right, YouTube, Big Mike without further ado retro. I've been and bought some new higher quality box protectors, so I'm going to rebox some of my SNES big hitters. So let's have a look at some of my SNES big hitters. Cheers. Right, these aren't all my big hitters, they are just a certain area of my collection that I've upgraded to boxes. So without further ado, here's the first one. Right, is Rendering Ranger. This isn't an original release. This is basically a remake by a company called, if you can see there, Time Warp Games. They were the first company to basically translate Japanese only release games and do a real high quality release. Basically, and they do a really nice quality, it's a colour manual. This is really nice quality reproduction. They are the guys that you want for reproductions. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore, but there is a new company doing it. If you watch Nintendo Arcade, Alex, he's got some new ones by a new company, I believe. I'm not sure if they're up to the standard of Time Warp, but they certainly look pretty cool. So, yep, that's Rendering Ranger. That's the first one. Right, let's have a look at another. Right, this is the next one. It's another reproduction game, or it's basically a ROM hack. It's also by Time Warp Games, which is Super Mario Return to Dinosaur Land. This is another. You can get cheaper versions. Obviously, people have reproduced this. But this is another Time Warp one. I'm trying to pick this up pretty cheap. These Time Warp games actually go for pretty strong money. The Rendering Ranger I just showed you goes for about $380, I think, at the moment, and I think this goes for around 100 plus. Obviously, other people do make reproductions, copies of these that aren't to as high a standard. There is a new company taking off where Time Warp left off, and they look to do pretty high standards. So, like I say, they featured in Retro Dave. Not Retro Dave, sorry. Nintendo Arcade Alex, sorry. Retro Dave Nintendo has featured some Time Warp stuff. But yeah, that's another Time Warp game with Super Mario. Right, those of you who watch my channel may know this from one of my SNES box porn vids. It is none other than the Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like I say, it's in the box protector now, but you've seen on the video, it is in pretty much immaculate condition. I paid a premium on this. I got into a stupid bidding war with someone, and I definitely paid over 100, possibly close to 200 for this. But to find this in that condition, you don't see this in this condition really at all. There has been some nice ones come up for £80 upwards. Like I say, I got into a bit of a bidding war. It was a learning curve, but nonetheless, I managed to get the game that I wanted in the condition I wanted. Super Ghouls and Ghosts should be part of any SNES collection. Right, let's check the next one. Right, for those of you that watch my channel, you may recognise this from one of my SNES box porn videos, the original SNES box porn video, which is Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This is in outstanding condition. Possibly paid a little bit too much for this as well. Can't remember quite what I paid for it. Definitely paid over 100 on it, but it is in fantastic condition. I would have paid, I believe, between 1 and 160, but I got a feeling it may have been about 120 or something like that. But it is in outstanding condition. It does have some blemishes on it, but those of you that know, those aren't actually marks. When they used to put these in the heat seal, when they used to heat seal these, the seal actually used to burn to the some of the colour. So when you remove the seal, it would remove the colour to the boxes on some of them. So it's not actually marked or scuffed. That is just where the ink is removed with the seal. So I don't know if anyone remembers that back in the day. Used to do me head in. Alright, that's Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I believe the best fighting game on the Super Nintendo. Possibly one of the best games. Certainly many hours spent playing this game. Alright, let's have a look at the next one. Right, the next one is Super Probotector, which is a bit annoying. Those of you who are vigilant, you can see that this is actually a German copy. This is when I first started out buying and recollecting on the Super Nintendo. So I learnt a hard lesson that I got the German box. The annoying thing is, well, I thought that this box was mint condition, but on second look at it, it's not mint actually. So it's a 7 or an 8. If it's a high 7, I'd say. It's got a few dinks. You can see the dink there, dink there, if you can see. But other than that, you know, there's no sort of edge wear on it or anything, which is a bit annoying because I'm going to have to rebuy this game to get the English box and instructions. But Super Probotector should be in everyone's SNES collection, I think. Absolutely fantastic game. And yeah, this one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to upgrade because it's not English. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Right, the next game is Odious. I was going to say Super Odious then, but it's just Odious. Absolutely fantastic game. This game is starting to go up in price. I don't know why it's not more money. Perhaps it's because there's a lot of them about. But this is in absolutely fantastic condition. Pretty, you know, it's a good 8, I would say. Really, really nice condition. To get a good copy of Odious is going up. Fortunately, I picked this up a couple of years ago, so I've got a nice condition. There is actually 3 Odious games on the Super Nintendo. Unfortunately, we only got this one in UK release, but I do have the other 2 on Japanese release. So well, that's Odious. Let's have a see you in the next. Right, now is possibly one of the best shooters on the Super Nintendo. In my opinion, it's a toss-up between this and Super Aleste. I do have Super Aleste, a really nice mint copy as well, but that's packed away at the moment in a box in my collection that's out of the way at the moment due to us changing the room around at the minute. So, but this is Axley. This game is absolutely rocketing up in price. I managed to fortunately pick this up a couple of years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago. Probably still paid like between 40 and 60 for it, maybe up to 80. I don't think I was paying up to 80 back then, but now this game can fetch anything from like up to £100 onwards. You might find it for a bargain. Excuse me, YouTube. I'm a bit ill at the moment. You might find it for a bargain, but like I say, now to find this in good condition under £100, certainly on eBay, is a hard task. So, but this is a superb game. Back in the day, I used to find it really easy to complete. Now in me grand old age, it's really difficult. So, but that is Axley. Really nice condition. And that's that one. Next up is Skyblazer. I've yet to play this game yet, but it's very highly rated and starting to get very highly priced. This game usually goes for about £100 upwards, I believe. I've got a feeling I got lucky with this one and managed to pick up for about £30 or £40 complete. It's not in the highest of conditions, but it's certainly not bad. It's probably a 6 or a 7. But it's supposed to be a very, very highly rated game, so it's certainly going up in price, this one. Like I say, you'd usually pay £100 upwards for this on eBay. But I got a feeling I picked up for £30 or £40, just really lucky. So, okay, that's Skyblazer. Alright, the next one is Mega Man X. This is the American version. I'm not really into Mega Man, but I was picking this up because obviously I'm a collector. Managed to get this. I think I picked this up boxed for £40, but I don't think it includes a manual. But I did buy this a few years ago. Like I say, UK version of this would cost you lots of money. It costs you £100 upwards. It's in nicer box, sort of like a pastel green colour. But like I say, I picked it up because a lot of people really like the Mega Mans, so I thought I'd pick it up and give it a go. It's very hard game, but that's Mega Man X. Right, next up is Turtles in Time. I love this game, one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. Unfortunately, this is the American version. I am after a good condition British version in the silver box. They keep coming up on eBay in absolutely rubbish condition. I'm not going to pay strong money for something that's knackered. So, in my opinion, good condition of this is £160 for the British version, I'm saying. The American version you can get a little bit cheaper. I believe I picked this up for about £100, maybe just a bit shy. But I'm certainly looking to upgrade and get the British version, as that's the version I grew up with. Plus, I think it looks lovely in the silver box. The black box doesn't do it justice, really. But yeah, Turtles in Time, fantastic game. Now we're going up in the calibre. It is Super Castlevania 4. Absolutely superb game. This game is now starting to go for ridiculous prices. I picked this up, like I say, about 4 years ago, when I restarted collecting again. This version is in pretty much fantastic condition. I would say this is a 8.5. It does have a slight blemish there, but I would say it's an 8.5, because other than that, it's perfect. You know, there's not any sort of edge wear or anything. Brilliant. So, Castlevania, really great game. Absolutely fantastic soundtrack. Yeah, and a fantastic game, fantastic soundtrack. Release when the SNES first came out, it was one of the original releases. Absolutely superb. So that's Castlevania. Next up is one of my biggest hitters, which is R-Type 3. A bit annoyed about this because I just got it down and checked it, and the poster isn't in there, and I'm pretty sure my poster was in the box, so I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if I've moved it and put it somewhere else for safety, but it's not in there at the moment. The instructions are in there, but the poster isn't, which I'm a bit annoyed about. But nonetheless, it's nice condition. I'd probably say about a 7. Does have, like, as you can see, some edge wear, but it's still nice. The box is nice, a nice shape. It's kept this shape well. It's just got a little bit of wear and tear. It's probably a 7. But this game is going up in price. I believe I paid for probably about 160, maybe 140 for this. Now this goes for, I would say, anything from, for the UK version like this one, anything from 160 really upwards. Some people try and get ridiculous money on this. They have been selling complete with the poster for 260, even 280 on eBay. But like I say, without the poster, it's a little bit less. So I'm sure I had the poster, so I must have put it away somewhere. So, but that is R-Type 3, absolutely fantastic game as well. One of the best shooters on Super Nintendo. Right, next up we have Super Turrican. You know that I like the Turrican games. All the different Turricans on different systems are their own individual games. Super Turrican is different to Turrican on the Amiga. It's different to Turrican on the Mega Drive and Mega Turrican. So it's its own game. And you can't really go wrong with a bit of Turrican. So this is Super Turrican. Fortunately, I don't have the instructions for this one. So I picked this up without the instructions. This game is going through the roof with instructions. You could look forward to paying some pretty strong money for this. It usually goes about £100 upwards. With instructions, quite a bit more. So that is Super Turrican. All these prices I'm talking about are on eBay, mine. So I do most of my purchases on eBay. So you might want to. Prices may vary at the markets and things like that. So Right, the next one is Super Turrican 2. Now this game is getting in the realm of sort of really expensive games now. I picked this up for about 160 2 or 3 years ago. Now this is ranging anything up to, some people think it's trying to charge about 380 for it now. It's quite a rare game. It's one of the last releases on the Super Nintendo. Don't think it was the last release, but it's certainly one of the last releases. So that's hence why it's expensive, because a lot of people had moved on by the time that this came out. So probably not a lot of copies sold. So, but Turrican 2, Super Turrican 2, sorry, and fantastic game, and pretty nice condition this one, and one of my more expensive games. So Super Turrican 2, right. And the last one for this video is my PAL version of Demon Crest, imported from Australia. Demon Crest was released in only certain countries. Australia got it by the look of it, so I imported mine from Australia. I don't believe it had a UK release. I know it came out in Germany, because the UK PAL versions, if you have a look, are all German and English. So, and that's the same with the manual as well. The manual has Spieltang and instruction book with a sort of, line beside. I would show you, but I'm not going to open the box. I picked this up. I will say that this box is probably a 5 if I'm lucky. It was pretty out of shape. You can see it's got a nasty crease along the top there, and unfortunately a nasty crease along the bottom there. I haven't ironed this game. I just put it in a box protector when I got it sort of flattened out, put it in a box protector. I probably will try and iron this game, just get it the nicest that I can. I'm not sure what I paid for this. I think I might have paid about 140 for this years ago, many years ago, a few years ago now. I then picked up the instructions, which I believe I paid about £80 for the instructions. The PAL version of this game is worth a lot more than the American. The American version of this game you can pick up for about $250 on eBay. Now, a nice condition Demon Crest, fully complete with PAL, with a nice box and instructions. You're looking at paying around about the £500 mark. Obviously, mine's not in the greatest condition, so I'd probably say it's probably worth $350 to $400 maybe. But I'm not looking to sell it. I'm just looking to own it and have it, and eventually get around to playing it. I've put it on. I haven't really put any time into it yet. So, but Demon Crest, yeah, this is one of the hardest games to get on a PAL release. The American versions are certainly more available on the PAL release. Now I do have other big hitters, but like I say, a lot of my collections are in different parts of the room, and also a lot of it is boxed up at the moment. So I do have all the Final Fights, Final Fight 2, Final Fight 3, and like I say, Super Elast and things like that. I will do a full SNES collection video at some point. But at the moment I'm just doing this video because, like I say, I've changed over some of the boxes, put some of my nicer games in higher quality boxes. So, right, YouTube, I'll speak to you soon.